everyone, and welcome to What's Groovin'. I'm your host, Disorderly Cone. This is the Neat-O-Matic. Let's go ahead and get started. There we go. Starting off with Metal Earth, there's actually nothing brand new released except for the Iron Man 85 suit. This one here has moved over from the coming soon category to the brand new category, and this one has a lot of sleek edges. If we take a quick little look at it here, we can see that a lot of the tabs are actually hidden, which is kind of unheard of when it comes to Metal Earth. Normally we have to decide to do that, but in this case here, you can see that a lot of the tabs are actually hidden within the model. It's pretty interesting if you ask me. There might be one or two here on the side. I think there's one, yeah, right there underneath the arm and maybe around the head here. So there's a couple that we can't get away from, but for the most part, all of these tabs are hidden. So I think that this one actually might be one of the most complicated builds yet. I'm really interested to see the feedback on this one from builders and get my hands on it myself so I can give it a go. Now, one thing I do want to correct from last week, we had a couple of people asking in the Reddit why Metal Earth decided to do this kind of weird choice with one of their new Lord of the Rings models. Let's go ahead and take a look at that one real quickly for reference. Thanks, Neat-O-Matic. Now, right away, we can take a look at this model and notice that, yes, there's a lot of cool detail in it, especially that eye at the top. You could say it's eye-catching. But one thing that was really standing out on this model was the backside here. It is wide open, which a lot of builders were kind of asking why Metal Earth decided to make this choice. Well, a builder named Karina sent an email to Metal Earth asking this very question and got a response back from them. According to Metal Earth, there are a few reasons why this model is open in the back. In order to keep pricing down, we did not want to increase the number of sheets required to build it. At 4 sheets, it's already one of the biggest and most expensive models. The other reason is that the tower in Lord of the Rings is built into the mountain, so the open area in the back would normally be not seen. Well, that is an interesting point. Let's go ahead and take a look at a picture so we can get a good reference ourselves. Okay, to get a quick couple look at some of these pictures, you can definitely see it. There's a mountain in the back, so I can understand what they're saying about trying to depict that would be kind of hard, especially to the Metal Earth standard, if you will, that we're all accustomed to. That being said though, a closed back would have been nice to have. I also understand the point of trying to keep costs down. Right now, with the way the world is, steel is getting more and more expensive, and the quality of steel that Metal Earth uses is of high grade. So the more steel being used, and with the prices rising, yes, we are going to see a rise in our model prices, but we're also going to see a rise in some of the designs, especially with companies like Metal Time and Time for Machine. That kind of steel is very pricey, so I won't be surprised if we see some fluctuation in model costs over the next few years. Overall, an interesting take from Metal Earth. What are your opinions? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, now let's head over to our friends over here at Metal Time. Now, this is a Kickstarter that we've been following for a little while. If we take a quick little look there, yes, they've tripled their goal. Congratulations to the Metal Time team. And we have 7 days left of this campaign. If you haven't taken a look at this one yet, this is something you should definitely take a look at if you're into mechanical models or even just into metal models. These guys here make some great mechanical models. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of them here. Let's see one in action that we maybe haven't seen yet. I think we've looked at the tank. Ah, yes, here we go. Here, play the video. Again, some pretty cool stuff from them, and if you're interested in checking them out, links are going to be in the description down below. And again, only 7 days left in this campaign if you want to get on some good deals there. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our next set here, which is our friends over at the Moyu Store. Now, I heard a lot of you guys over the time have been saying, hey, you know, these models are really cool, but they're a little bit on the pricier side. Guys, I got some really awesome news for you. If we go over to the new category here, we can see some pretty cool like automatic screwdrivers, which I don't know about you, but I've always kind of wanted to take a look at some of these, especially with the models that we build here. Some of these more mechanical, bigger models with the hardware, having something like that would make everything a lot faster when it comes to putting them together. So I actually might take a look at grabbing one of these sets. But if we go down a little bit further here, we can start to see some new models that have been released that are kind of imitations of some of their bigger ones that they have. Let's go a little bit further down here so you can see what I mean. See this awesome Scorpion here? I mean, this Scorpion is definitely something that they have on the bigger scale. They have multiple Scorpions actually, and some smaller ones, bigger ones with speakers and everything in them. And then also this one right here. This one is kind of a hybrid between the smaller and the bigger one, and if you ask me, it looks really cool, especially with all of its hardware pieces. Now, the bigger ones tend to be over $100. This one here is on the cheaper end, only being about 40 bucks. When you think about it this way, these models again are a lot heavier. They are made out of pieces from like your hardware store. These are not pieces that you're cutting out of sheets. These come in bags and you're gonna be placing them all together. They're very different than your traditional 3D metal model, but they are really cool when they are complete. And this one does look really awesome. But I'm a little bit of a sucker when it comes to these Scorpion models and kind of these bugs. But even this one here, I mean, look at this guy. Like, what is that? That's very ornate and very cool. I like the green. The bugs are definitely interesting. But even this flower here, again, some of the simple hardware stuff coming together to create art is some of my favorite stuff to see. So I love that the Moyu Store is going out of their way to kind of produce some of these pieces in the lower price range for everybody to enjoy. All right, now that we've taken a look at our friends at the Moyu Store, let's go next door to the Ugears place. Now, Ugears has released one new model in the last week, and it's actually in pre-order. It's this really cool Mad Hornet airplane. Now, if we take a quick little look at this little Hornet, we can actually, come on there. We need to go here, Neato-matic. There we go. We can take a quick look and see at its full function. Let's take a quick look together. Super cool. Actually, let me verify that. Let me see if it says anything about rubber bands at all. Let's take a look at the instructions. The devil is always in the details. Let's see here. No, see, again, there are no rubber bands here from what I see. It actually would have been listed in the parts, which, yeah, I'm not seeing anything about rubber bands. It looks like it's some kind of spring coil system and gearing. Very cool. I'm really interested to see how this will actually all go together and if it will work as well as it's advertised to work. Very cool, Ugears. Very cool. Okay, now with those guys out of the way, let's go over to the Metallurg subreddit here and we can look at all of the top threads for the week. Now, there's a couple of them I want to talk about, and these are actually the first time I'm seeing these, so we're just going to find a few that I like. I shouldn't say there's a couple I had lined up. That's a lie. I haven't seen any of these. As you can see, they're blue. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this one right here with 103 upvotes. This is our friend, looks like Future Man Papa Daddy. Love these names. He says he's never built a Metal Earth kit before. What am I in for? And the first one he's got is the IG-11. My friend, you just jumped right into the fire with this hobby. I mean, good luck to you. I'm not saying you're not going to be able to do it, especially if you watch our video, you might get some tips in there. but this is definitely something you're going to want to take very slow. And understand that this is a hard model, so when you encounter something that might be a little bit difficult, just know that, yeah, it is difficult. And we all struggle with it, but once you go through it, once you take your time, when you take that step back, and you put it all together, you're gonna be very excited with what you have. And I think you're gonna be very proud of it. Do me a favor, post a picture when you're done. I would love to see it. Now, let's see what everyone else here is saying. You're in for a very big challenge if this is one of the first Metal Earth kits you've ever built. I completely agree. And he also recommends that you would go to something a little bit easier. That's a good idea, you know, just to get the idea about how to actually bend the metal. Although the metal with IG-11 is a lot different than some of the earlier models with Metal Earth. Again, this is just a really difficult model. You're really encountering every shape that you kind of have to do with metal in all of 3D metal models with that build. So it's a challenge for any newbie. Okay, so I'm going to keep repeating myself there. So let's go back here. Again, good luck to you. Definitely post a picture when you can. I would love to be able to see what you were able to do. You can tag me on Instagram or just post it in the subreddit. I'll see it there and give you the old upvote. Let's go a little bit further here. We have the Slave 1. This got 62 upvotes this week. Oh wow, it's a great comparison, great comparison. You can definitely see that not only did they increase the detail when it came to the laser etching, but of course that color detail definitely adds a nice little pop. If you look closely though, it looks like they really did try their best here to mimic the laser etching, but it really does look better on the newer model. Again, great job Metal Earth on that one. And that was from Metal Model Addict. So Metal Model Addict, great work on those two builds. Again, great shaping. I love the little edges there. You did a great job. Let's go to the next one. Let's see here. Oh, I did want to talk about this. Completely forgot. Let's take the opportunity now. This is the brand new MU aircraft carrier, and it was posted by our friend Doris 3D. If we actually look closer here, we can see there's a whole bunch of really cool details, like those helicopters, and even looks like there's some trucks there on the back. I could be wrong about that, but very, very cool. I want to see how big this one actually is when it's all complete, and how difficult it will be to actually do those smaller details. Very cool, Doris, and thank you for posting that. I love seeing that kind of stuff. Let's see here. Unfinished work, motorcycle and rider. Yes, this is what I'm talking about. Hardware models. Great looking hardware model as well. I love the bike and I like the rider in the back there. Simple model, but again, very cool. If you end up seeing this Mecha Master, do me a favor, man, post in the comments down below. I would love to know your design process, or shoot me a DM over on Instagram. Again, that will also be linked in the whole description area there. Let's go back here one more time, and let's see if we can find one more here. You know, the nano coasters, let's take a quick little look at these. These are super interesting. Now, from my understanding, and I should do a little bit more research on these, so again, this is speaking from a kind of water cooler, if you will. These are 3D metal models of roller coasters, and they're usually only available inside of parks, but sometimes you can find them online as well. They look to be pretty simple. I mean, it just looks like a simple bend all the way around, but they do have a really neat look to them, and I would love to be able to get my hands on a couple because I'm a huge roller coaster fan. Even from when I was a kid, I actually wanted to be a roller coaster designer when I was very young, played all the roller coaster tycoon games, and well, until they started getting really bad. I actually got really big into Roller Coaster Tycoon when that was a thing, and I think I kind of scratched that whole itch, and unfortunately I didn't get to that whole roller coaster design job, but these ones here could also scratch that itch too, so very cool. Again, I love seeing unique metal models, so this kind of stuff really is awesome. Thank you for posting that again. Okay, and finally, let's end on something a little bit different. The Golden Pegasus. Now, this is a very interesting one. This is from David Dog. Let me just go ahead and just kind of scroll in here. Look at the work that he was able to pull off. Just the shapings are extremely well done. Some really great edge work here, and you can see that a lot of the borders do line up. Even through the midsection, yeah, there's some small gaps there, but if you know how this model actually goes together, those pieces of metal are very thin and finicky. So to be able to get that really nice cylinder look, I know how hard that was to do. So great job. And also look at these wings. Again, very well done on that as well. I wonder what kind of tools were used in this, because again, there was definitely some tools used. If you did this with tweezers, my friend, you should be doing jewelry work. Like again, and also you can tell the picture, someone knows what they're doing. You know, David, you're not fooling nobody. You must be an expert at this already. All right, everybody, that brings us to the end of our show. I had a really good time looking at all of your projects and of course sharing all the new stuff that came out over the last week. If you guys had a good time, don't forget to press that like button. And if you're new here, hit subscribe as well, as we got all kinds of really cool projects coming out in the future, some of them that we've built here on the show, and I would love to show you how to do them. Until next time, Groovers, keep building.